On three, two, one. Hey everybody, it came from Tubi. So Tubi is our one of our favorite streaming sites, but they also have original programming and it has become our job to watch it. So this week we hope you're in the mood for some brotherly love. So let's check it out. This logo, I don't know if you remember this, but this was super dramatic. It was just like the screen was shaking. It was like boom, boom, boom. It's like Dawn's Light. I was like, what is this movie gonna be? So we start off with this old couple, and they're like, "How'd you meet?" And he's like, "She peed on me." And she's like, "You can't say that. Why are you saying that?" And I'm like, "What do you think
I
you are? When Harry met Sally? Is that what we're going for on this?"
I was in the kitchen during this part, and I was like, "Did I turn the wrong film on?" I was like, "What the hell?"
So we figure out why they're recording this, but we get the title screen. Frankie Meets Jack. What city is this? Canada, I
I don't know. I
guess.
was gonna look it up, but I never did.
I think in Canada. I don't know. It's very clean. I don't know what it is. Uh,
Probably.
Frankie wakes up in bed and she has this friend, and she looks like she walked off the set of Barney or something. That's how she dresses during this whole movie. I can't remember her name. I don't think Jared remembers her name. Uh, she's just super bubbly and happy all the time, and she's like, Frankie, today's the day. So they're talking.
Melody.
Melody, okay. They're talking like Frankie's gonna meet a guy because she's like, oh, this is the one. I know it. I know I'm gonna like fall in love. But turns out they're not talking about a guy. Jack is doing some push-ups with his main man, Dakota, and they're in the garage because we'll find out later. And I don't remember what it tells Dakota, but he's like, he hops in his Porsche. Uh, he is engaged to be married, and I don't understand why. This man's a vet and he's got a Porsche. Why does this man need to be tied down? But we'll find out. So we cut to this guy who's asking. It's weird. He's asking Frankie all these questions, like she's interviewing for a job, and we're kind of like, "What are you doing?" And Frankie makes. She's like, "This is more intense than the gynecologist," because the this movie loves to thinks it's making edgy jokes when it's just kind of dumb. And so I think there was a one even before this, and that's how she kind of goes into this interview. And we're like, "Why is she getting interviewed?" Well, it turns out that she is a foster mom to this dog. Uh, I always forget this dog's name. It's like Tucker or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. And
Said it was filmed in some parts of California and New York.
oh, really? Okay. Um, so she's sitting on the couch and she asks the dog, she's like, "Hey, you want to come sit down with me?" And he's like, "No." And she's like, "Okay, I'll go sit with you." So as soon as she sits down, it barks at her and she's like, "Ah, I gotta leave." And then she goes, so it turns out that she's a wedding documentarian or something like that. Um, So she interviews couples and makes like videos for them of when they're getting married. So she's like watching these videos about the old
I
couple.
can't stand the type of person she is.
Really?
The putting the like decals on the computer. What are
Oh,
you doing?
he wants it to look nice, Jared. She doesn't want that industry stuff. Turns out Melody is like a UPS woman or something like that, or she runs her own delivery thing.
She's like an unaffiliated delivery driver. She doesn't work for a company. I think she just stole that package and was like, I gotta give this to her.
Yeah. So she goes to the vet and she gives it to this lady. I guess she's a vet nurse, and she's like, she's like very flirty with this girl, I guess, and they're like, ooh, they're making googly eyes at each other. Um, Meanwhile, Jack is at the wedding planner, and it's played by Andrew Lawrence, and he's got this weird French accent. And
There's a
this
lot of weird
is,
French accents in this.
I think, I think it's, I think what they were going for is they're like, well, we gotta have a flamboyant character, but they're like, we can't use a flamboyant character anymore, so we gotta go with the next best thing, and that would be French. So that's what they do. This
How
is,
come whenever Joey's with Andrew, they never invite Matthew?
I think Matthew didn't want to come.
Especially, or only that one movie they were in together,
The
where
horse
they're
one,
all, no, the one where,
the shipwreck
um,
one, or something.
yeah, because
I,
Horse and City just has a cameo where he makes fun of Joey, but that's about it.
was he already on Boy Meets World during these movies? Not this one, but those other ones. I think he got
No.
too big for them. He's too big of a star. He's like, I got that Boy Meets World money. Stacy, this is his fiance, and we found out pretty fast that they don't really like each other. Because Joey's like, I'm not so sure about this. Joey, I'll call him Joey all the time. Uh, and she's like, my dad got you the Porsche, and you got to do it, man. And he's like, well, can I invite my best man? He's like, what about Boner? And they're like, Boner, you can't invite
I
Boner.
don't want that on the invitations.
I guess we found out what happened to Boner at the end of Growing Pains. He became this guy's best man. Um, so there's a lot of Boner jokes to be made. And they're all, oh, that's not posh. They want everything to be posh, and Boner's not posh. So he's like, can we just put his regular name then? And they're like,
There's a lot of weird sex jokes in this.
yeah, there is. Is he like, can I just put his regular name? And they're
Hmm.
like,
His name is actually Stewart. We could just put that. And she's like, no.
because I don't know, maybe they're racist.
Hmm.
So it's sushi time back at Frankie's house.
This is weird. They're sharing like one container of sushi, so like
Yeah, they get two.
6 pieces or 8 pieces, and they get like two, four each.
That's okay, because look at how sad Frankie is because her dog doesn't love her. But Melody's all happy because she's like, this girl, I kind of like this girl. Meanwhile, Jack is talking to Stacy, and she's got this weird mask on. This is the part where she was like, my dad bought you that Porsche. And he's like, I didn't even ask for that Porsche. And they make Dakota sleep in the garage, or she makes Dakota sleep in the garage. He's like, hey, can we bring Dakota in here? And she's like, why? Ew. And he's like, so he can be close to us. So you can tell really fast that Jack doesn't even like this girl, Stacy. The other dog, finally warms up to Frankie, and he gets on the couch.
I
She's
just
like,
feel sorry for
yeah, he does. He's like, you're kind of messed up. So, you know,
her.
it's kind of my job as a dog to comfort you,
He's like,
comfort the
I'm too
weak.
old for your crap. I guess I'll just sit here.
It's like, yeah. So she's all happy, and she's like, it's time to go for walkies. And she apparently can't tie a rope or something around this dog because it immediately gets off the leash and starts running. And she's like, no. She goes in slow motion. She's like, no, Tucker, or whatever your name was. Because there's like a van, it's gonna hit her, but it's like a mile away. I don't know why it would hit the dog. But the van leaves and he's holding the dog. Look how he's holding him. Why did he need to hold him like that? Not a baby.
That's how Michael holds his dogs.
So he has rescued this dog, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." And he's like, "I'm." He gives her all this like inform. He gives her all this like dog in what am I thinking of? Dog tips, dog life hacks, or something like that. He's like, he should be
He
really,
says, since you don't know it that well, put it on a harness.
yeah, it should be on a harness, not on a leash. And she's like, oh, I'll do that. And she's like, the whole time she's like, ooh, this guy's kind of dreamy. Um, and he's like, yeah. And he's like, I got a dog of my own. And she's like, ooh, that's nice. Uh, there was one part where it looked like she didn't like him when yeah, when he was kind of like mansplaining how owning a dog. And she's like, ugh, like maybe I don't like this guy. Get out of here. Um, so she goes back and she talks to Melody, and Melody's like, oh, you met a hero and a hunk. And they're like, yeah, he was a
I
hero
met a
hunk.
hot doctor.
Yeah, hot doctor. And she's like, girl, get over there right now. Or something. Jack, so we get to meet the boners. Jack goes and has has lunch with them, I guess this is, and
Like a lunch drink,
yeah, trying to get drunk
like
at
a
lunch or
lunchtime
something.
alcoholic drink.
And
He's supposed to
Mrs.
be, and then he says he has a surgery right after.
Yeah, so he's gonna be drunk on the search. So this is Boner. He's married, and they're like, Jack's having second thoughts, and the wife's like, maybe you shouldn't marry her. You could kind of don't like her. But Boner's like, no, man, you gotta do it, man. Um, and we find out that Boner needs to lose a few pounds, so he's gonna enter a 3K marathon, so he can be a slimmer Boner. So we go back to the vet, and the annoying girls were talking, but they get interrupted by Frankie comes in, and the dogs meet each other, and it's like, hey, it's you, and she's like, yeah, it's you, and they're like, oh, we know each other, and the dogs are very embarrassed. Look at them, how sad they are, by this annoyingness. So Jack takes Tucker. Oh, there's this guy. I forget this guy. Do you remember this guy? He's like Dwayne or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So Melody's like trying to ask this girl out on a date, but he keeps popping in. He's like, hey, how do I use gloves? How do I use the printer? And she's like, oh, I could talk to you later. This guy doesn't know anything. Um, so Jack, he, you know, inspects Tucker and is like, hey, he's a good dog. He, he'll do fine. And then he's like, the my dog doesn't usually like other dogs, but for some reason these two like each other. So why don't we have a dog date? So they can see each other again. The two boy dogs, I guess, like each other. And she's like, yeah, let's do that. And she makes what did she says some kind of innuendo at this part. I can't remember what it was. Do you remember?
I thought she just made a pun here.
Is it a pun? Oh yeah, she makes a bad dog pun or something.
He says like he has to do something, and she says that sounds rough or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like, ugh, that was terrible. Uh, they're playing cards. I don't remember what they're doing. She's like, I think they're talking about, just ask that girl out and stop being a baby about it. I think that's what they're talking about at this part. Um,
They're
so
talking about hot doctors and hot nurses.
so this lady comes in. This is Melody's mom, even though it doesn't. She don't look at all like Melody's mom. She looks like Frankie's mom, but no, she's Melody's mom. And then she's like, oh, wants to know all about the intimate life, and they're like, yeah, this is gross. I don't want to talk about
The
this.
hot goss.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't want to spill the hot tea with this lady, and she's like, tell me
And
all the intimate stuff. Boner, he's a very
then
tired
she says
boner.
this terrible line where she's like, I'm teaching sex ed to senior citizens at like the
I think
rec
that's
center.
later.
No, that was right there.
Are you sure? I thought that was at the
Yeah.
restaurant.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And I was
Yes.
like, what the hell does that mean?
I don't know what that means. And she's like, one of them was like, oh, what is that? And she's like, you're too young to know, or something like that. It's like, what's going on in this class? So Boner, he's wheezing. He's a very tired Boner, and they're talking. I don't. I think they just, this movie is all just talking about how Jack doesn't like Stacey the whole time. Um, but yeah, Boner has to run this marathon because he wants to lose some weight. Oh yeah, there's this line. So he goes, "Can I go Boner berserk if you want me to?" Boner berserk. I don't know what that means, and it's kind of scary. So they have the dog date. See, there's the dogs over there, and they're talking in there, hitting it off. She's like, this guy, I
He talks in
really.
a gazebo.
Who talks in a gazebo? I don't know. Hold on, my internet's going lagging. Okay. Do you remember what they talk about in here? This
No,
this movie was not very memorable. And I'm struggling to remember what happens. Melody goes back to the vet. She's gonna ask the girl out, but surprise, it's Dwayne there, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know where she went. She had to go do some stuff, so she's all disappointed." I don't want that. Okay, so Frankie makes a dark discovery at this part. She, like I said, she's a wedding uh, documentarian, and she's looking at her clients, and it turns out Jack is on the list. So she's like, she calls Melody, and she's like, "Oh, he's engaged," and they're like,
oh,
"What?"
that's because the last scene with Dwayne, that's where Melody finds out he's engaged with her because he's at the clinic and then she's there, and then this scene
Oh
happens.
yeah, and Stacy comes in. Look at that picture. That looks like they pasted Joey Lawrence's head on a body, and it doesn't even look like the girl, does it?
Not really.
It looks like a different girl. So she finds out that he's engaged, and she watches the
He looks
video.
miserable.
Yeah, and they're like, "How did you meet? How did they meet?"
He gave her a fruit roll up in the sixth
Yeah,
grade,
yeah, and she think that's like a great story, and he's like, I don't
and
even
she's like,
like.
"I locked it down then and there," and he's like, "I guess so,"
He's like, whatever.
which conflicts with dialogue later on
About how they met.
because he talks about I've never dated anyone else, but or he hasn't dated in a long time,
Hmm.
but he's never dated because he's been with her since the sixth grade.
No, I think they met like after the fact.
No, she since then.
No, that wouldn't make any sense. Um, so they're just all wrong for each other, and we know it. They know it. Everyone in this whole freaking movie knows it. So they're like, "What are you gonna do? You gotta go interview them." And she's like, "I know. We'll put you in a costume." And she gets a big hat, and
Giant hat time.
she's like, "Big hat time." So she puts on this big hat and some glasses and an accent, and she goes and
Does
interviews
Melody
them.
ever wear anything different?
Yeah, I'll show you in a minute, but she looks like she's off the
She always
party
wears
set.
that purple shirt and
Purple and khakis. So she's got to interview them. She's got this weird accent, and Joey's like, "Do I know you?" Because of course you
she's
do know him. She don't
and
look
she's like,
different.
"Don't worry about that fool."
Yeah, he's like, because he's like, keeps saying, "I know you somehow." And she's got this really bad accent, and Stacy's like, "I gotta go." I forget what she got. She got to talk to the wedding planner or something. And okay, so I put this scene or this screenshot because these movies, these Tubi movies, when I'm doing the slideshow for these, it's really hard to get two actors in the same shot a lot of times. It's always like close-ups. That's all there ever is. There's never like wide shots and
Mm.
stuff. So thankfully they put a split screen for me on this one so we could see both actors. So he's like, "It's you. I knew it was you." And she's like, "You lied to me. You didn't tell me you were engaged." And he's like, "I never did tell you." The whole
Mm.
lie by
Never
omission.
came up.
Yeah, it never came up. Um, Boner's really struggling, man.
Is
So I think this is the part where he tells her
that where
like,
he's like, "Do you think I could be a dog dad?"
no, not yet. That's when they're at the backyard. Um,
Mm.
this is pretty much where Jack's like, he's like ending it. He's like, I don't like her at all. Um, the dog, they're playing fetch with the dog. And the dog's like, makes the dog hurt noise. And they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh no, what happened? And he like grabs his leg and starts pulling and stuff. Uh, so the dog is down and out. So finally, it's time for Melody to make her big move. Look at
Maybe that
this.
is her uniform.
I
Maybe
think
that's
so. I think it. They just didn't tell us that. Um, she looks like a little kid. I mean, what the heck? So she
I guess they
finally,
didn't want to even try to make a fake company for her to work for.
they're like, we can't afford that. Just put some purple on. And khakis. People will know you're a delivery person if you wear khaki shorts. So she finally asked this girl on a date. She's like, "You want my digits?" And she's like, "Yeah." So she's all happy.
Like
So
about it's about time, fool.
here you go, Jared. Now she's dressed like Dora the Explorer.
It's-
Uh, so she's like talking, and she's like, "Ooh, I love this girl," and blah blah blah. Uh, Frankie meets Boner. She's because they had talked about Melody had mentioned that the dog was hurt, and Frankie's like, "Oh, okay, I'll put a nice doggy basket for it." And so she takes it to Jack, but he's not there, and she meets Boner, and she's like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh, the famous Boner, I've met you." He's like, "Yeah." So they meet and they're happy. Dakota gets the donut of shame. They don't even have a pork cone for the dog. They just put in a donut.
he looks
Uh,
happy.
he also gets like a shoe. It's not like a boot. It's like a shoe. And he's like, "Okay, you got to sleep in here because what's her name hates you, so you got to sleep in here."
You're not welcome to the house, you're a filthy animal.
Filthy animal. So they finally have it out, and he's like, "You're so phony. I don't really like you." The only time, and because she was like, she doesn't care about the dog at all. Because he's like, my dog got hurt. Can we please talk about that? And she's like, you're late for the tux fitting and stuff like that. And he's like, he's all hurt about the dog that she doesn't care about the dog. And he's like, can you care about anything? The only time you ever felt human was when you farted that one time. And then she's like, she's like, oh, I'm sorry to fart all the time for you. So she goes to bed, and Jack wakes up alone. He didn't even put his jammies
Oh
on
yeah,
yet.
she writes him a letter.
Yeah, she writes him a Dear Jack letter. And it breaks her heart to say, we will never see eye to eye on farts. So she goes
I'm
to her
gonna stay
parents
with my parents.
for a few days. My non-farting parents. Um, Andrew Lawrence calls and he calls Frankie, right? And he's like, the wedding's off. She's like, hot dog.
This
uh Jack embraces Boner. He embraces the
and then
Boner.
she's like, "Do you got any extra stuff from that wedding?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got some crap I can give you."
So embrace the Boner because Jack got dumped. And he's like, he's single now. Like right away, too. He doesn't take any breathing days. He's just like, I'm done. Okay, so this is the part. Boner's in the pool. And he's swimming around like you do as a bigger guy with a shirt on. We've all been there, Boner.
What are
Uh,
they drinking?
banquet? I don't. It looks like cough syrup. And this is the part where Jared mentioned that Boner's like, "Hey, do you think I'll be a good dog dad?" And he's like, "I think you'd be the best dog dad." He's like, "Are the
It looks like
boners?"
a it looks like a tall red stripe.
Yeah. He's like, "Are the boners gonna have a dog? Or gonna get a dog?" And he's like, "Oh, we're thinking about getting something." Um, there's Dakota. He's got a boot. You can't really see it, but he's got a shoe and a pillow. He's just a dead dog.
Where?
You don't see him? He's like in the lower right hand corner.
Oh, yeah. That's where my little screen is.
Okay. So they're having a talk at the diner. And
At the
again, I
Pizza
don't.
Hut.
A Pizza Hut.
That's what it looks like right now.
They do have like, I guess that's Persians. They're getting drunk again. Um, so I can't remember what they talk about. Something about like having faith, about finding the right one or something like some girly stuff like that. I don't remember. I think the mom says something inappropriate again.
Did you write stuff down?
I usually can remember this off the top of my head, but this movie, man, everything fell out. Um, yeah, that she just gives her some wise advice about finding love. So it's time for some pancakes. Jack is staying with them, right? So he
Yeah.
comes down in the morning, finds Boner making pancakes, and they have an announcement to make. And it's not that they have a dog, it's that they're having a baby.
They're pregnant,
They're
both of them.
pregnant. They're pregnant. The boners are pregnant. So happy boners all around. And he
We
hugs.
need our room, so you got to get out of here by the sixth
Yeah.
month.
You gotta hug the boners. But then he's like, hey, you gotta run today. You can't be eating pancakes down here. He's like, oh man. Uh,
They got
Melody,
fancy syrup.
they do have fancy syrup. They must be in New York at this part. And they got Canadian syrup. Um, Melody's all getting dressed for a big date. She's like, I want her to love me right away. Kind of weird thing to say, but that's how girls are, I guess. um,
I want to be easy but cool.
yeah. So she's all, "You're beautiful, girl." And she's like, "Yeah." Uh, there's the stretch and the boner. Um, dude, I don't remember this movie at all. So he's got to run this marathon. He's got to run like 3K, right? And he's like, "How long is that?" And they talk about how far stuff and stuff. And he also talks about Frankie, how he wants to see her. Oh, this is the part where, he wants to text her, but he's like afraid to text her.
Oh, apple pie.
Yeah, so Boner texts her or something about apple pie. And he calls her apple pie. Oh, here it is. He says, "Hey, apple pie, hang tonight." Wigwa baga. And she's like, "Yeah, I totally would like that."
That's the guy.
Yep. I
She's in love
love
with Boner.
I love being called apple pie. So they make a date, and it's an ice cream date. And they walk on the beach or the lake or whatever this is, the pond. And they have some ice cream, and he's like, I just love hiking and stuff like that. I love taking the dog on hikes. And she's like, "You know what? My parents hiked every year I was
Every
young.
day.
Yeah, every day. And
Every day we camped with marshmallows.
we just hiked the whole time." And he's like, "That sounds awesome. I really like you." Um, so they go back, and she talks about having a party. She's having a party for the dog because it's like the dog's anniversary, which doesn't seem like enough
It's
time
his
has.
second birthday.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a. How does she know his birthday?
Because she asked Jack when he was getting his checkup. She's like, "How old is he?" And
And
he's
he's
like,
like,
"He looks about 2 years old."
and she's like, "Okay, birthday." So she like decides a birthday for the dog. Um, and she's like, "I'm gonna invite Jack." And she's like, "Girl, that's amazing. That's great. I like
I'm
that."
not gonna be there. It's a dog birthday, but
And I have my date tonight. And, um, but she's happy for her. And Jack comes in with some
I love
flowers.
you, Boner. he
He
says.
proposes to Boner. Boner's like, I'm spoken for. He's like, oh yeah. Uh,
Boner says, "The baby is yours, Jack. I'm carrying your baby."
he's like, oh, that's really weird. And Boner has been left alone because the wife went somewhere to her mom's or
No, what
something.
is that? I saw
He's
that like when I was watching it, but I didn't get this
he's
close to it.
making breakfast casserole. So apparently that consists of bacon, tater tots, and cheese.
Sounds disgusting.
Jared, I want you to try this and then have a piece of it when you come back next time. Um,
Where's that grease gonna go? It's straight to the bottom and it can't escape. It's all
okay,
gonna be on the bottom.
it's going to be on the bottom. That's why
That's gonna be disgusting.
there's a
No wonder
fire.
it burns.
There's a boner fire. Boner's on fire, and he like puts it out, and he tells the dog, "Run, get the call 911 or something."
Oh, order a pizza.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna order pizza," but then the dog is gone, and he's like, "Oh no, I lost the dog." He can't find the dog. He runs out.
These were some intense screams by Boner.
Yeah, he's like, he yells,
Dakota!
"Dakota!" It's one sad boner right there. Now Frankie's sad because Jack had said he'd be over there, but
And no
Boner,
one went to the birthday.
not even the dog. The because Boner called Jack and he's like, "Hey, I lost the dog," and Jack's like, "I'll be there in a second." So he like turns his Porsche around and goes and looks for the dog, and they run down the street and everything, trying to find this dog. Turns out the dog went to Stacy. That stupid dog. I guess he likes being in the garage because he went to Stacy's house.
It's
Um,
familiar.
he should know she's evil, but dumb dog went back. And Jack goes over there and he's like, you know what? I did a lot of thinking and we were just totally wrong for each other. Cause she's kind of like, ooh, welcome back. She's kind of wants him back. And he's like, you know what? Never mind. I don't like you at all. And she's like, oh, fine. And she has this guy just in the closet, this naked dude in there, and she's like, "Yeah, me and Dwayne hooked up," and Jack's like, "Ha!" And he's like, Are you gonna fire me for this?" And he just like laughs at him. Boner's still out there looking for the dog, and he calls Boner, and he's like, "Hey, I found the dog. It's at Stacy's." He's like, "All right."
But guess what, buddy? You ran 8 miles.
Oh yeah, he does. He's like, I feel like I've been running a long time. He's like, check your Fitbit, guy, and he does. And he's like, how long is that? He's like, you just ran 8 miles, and he's like, oh my goodness.
Pick me
Uh,
up, I'm gonna die.
Frankie's dead. She just gave up on life. She's like, I will never find a man. It's over.
This is why I never try, she says.
Yeah.
And I
Jack,
was like, oh my God, what a baby.
she is a baby at this part. Jack goes back and
She doesn't even give it like a day. Like,
ah.
the day hasn't ended, and he calls her before she goes to bed.
He goes back to her house. He's like, I'm sorry. Dakota got out. We had to go find Dakota.
We're
Turn,
both dog lovers, right? And she's
turn,
like, I just got hurt real
yeah.
bad.
Turns out Dakota went to my ex's. Isn't that funny? And she's like, ugh. She's like, she's like,
I mean, it makes sense. We were married. We're gonna get married not 2 weeks ago, so I don't know why you're so upset.
and she's like, she's like, love is over. I hate it. Take your dog and stuff it. Um,
Don't stuff dogs.
he's old and wounded. So Jack is all
Man, I hated
devastated.
her on that scene. I was like, what
Yeah,
a.
she really overreacted.
Also, she's gonna leave the country because she's like, I'm just gonna go hike like my family did because that's the only time I was happy.
Yeah, hiking with
And
the
he,
family.
and even Tucker's like, I don't want to go hiking.
It's like no, and she's like, "Fine, stay here."
I guess everyone betrays me.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
and even the dog's like rolling his eyes. He's like, oh my
you're right, man. It wasn't even one night. He was there that night. He was just
God.
late. Um, And it wasn't even her birthday. It was the dog's anniversary of life or something.
I know, that's what makes it even worse because it was just his birthday. She shouldn't have been into that much.
Which is weird. So Tucker doesn't want to go with her, but then when she leaves, he like goes and barks at the window. I don't understand what that meant. Do you
Well, because
understand?
she's pathetic and he feels bad.
Mrs. Boner is folding some
She has a
clothes.
name.
I don't remember it. She's folding baby clothes because someone told her you have to fold the baby clothes before the
You have to
baby is
wash them,
born. Oh, you gotta wash them. That makes sense.
fold
One,
them.
I thought she was folding clothes. Um, and then
What?
they have a talk, and she's like, "You go get that girl." And he's like, "Okay, I'll do it." So they're at the wedding of the old peepee parent, the old peepee
At
people.
Colonel Sanders' wedding.
That in um before Frankie wanted to leave the country, she wanted to go back to record these guys' wedding or something like that. She had like one last thing to
Yeah,
do.
she wanted to be there.
So she's there. Meanwhile, they have time to run a marathon. I don't know how they have this time, but Jack helps Boner finish the marathon. And he's like, I don't see anyone around. We must be in first place. And he's like, No, we are in last place. But the Boner finished. He
Mm.
did it. Look at how proud he is. Look at that proud Boner. Um, Look at Jack. He looks weird too. It's like, I'm gonna lose.
That was what was that? What did he say there? He's like, I have something to tell you, and he's like, I slept with Stacy
Oh
once.
yeah.
And
He's
he's
like,
like,
what?
what? And he's like, no, that's disgusting.
Why did he say that?
I can't remember what he really had to tell him, but he's like, no, that's disgusting. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Uh, I don't remember what he was telling him. But he goes back to these ladies, this happy couple, I guess. They're like really rude to him. Because he's like, hey,
Oh yeah, I
where's
was really confused why they were so mad at him. Like
yeah. It's
that's
like
his boss, that's her boss, and he doesn't even know her. So I was like, why are they so mad at him?
I know. And they're like, Frankie's gone. She left.
Get out of here, Jack.
Yeah.
And I was like, where is this coming from? You
I
don't even know him.
know. I don't know where that came from. Just angry ladies.
I
I guess.
guess because she's leaving the country, but I don't know. They don't know his side of the story.
And then finally they're like, hey, she had one more thing to do. So,
Take the dog with you too, because we don't like him.
and he didn't know they were dating. So he's like, what are you doing? He's like, what are you doing here? Yeah. So him and the dog, they book it for the beach.
He ran a marathon in like 20 miles to get to this beach.
He's in shape, Jared. So he
Not
runs.
Tucker. He didn't even want to hike.
So they run back to the wedding, and he's like, "Oh, I found you. I love you." And she's like, "Oh, I love you too." Oh.
He's like, quit these games, girl. I want you, and I have your dog. And she's like, oh, okay.
And he's like, I want to be your dog dad or something like that. I don't remember how he convinces her what. But he says all the right things. Something like
He says basically like he wants
he wants
them
to
and their
see.
kids to one day go hiking all the
Hmm.
time.
He's like, I am totally down to live your parents' hiking life. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. And so it all ends happily. Boner gives a speech. He's like, I did this. No one expected me to do it, but I did it. And I've
I
run
run.
this, I run far this 5K. It says Boston 5K. So they're all happy. And he like, I can't remember, he makes a big scream or something. He's like, yeah. Um, and then the dogs are all embarrassed. They're embarrassed to be in this movie,
They're like, oh shucks.
just like Matthew Lawrence. They can't believe they're in this movie. And then some time goes by. They got two dogs, and now
They're doing their own
they got their
interview.
own baby Boner.
What?
She's pregnant, right?
Is she?
Yeah, she got this belly.
Oh.
So, they can't let Boner have all the babies. And I forgot to put the poster up. Oh well. We'll end right there. So that is Frankie Meets Jack. And like I said, this movie was pretty bad. It's like Hallmark would laugh at them for making this movie. They're like, that's the best you got. What do you think, Jared?
Yeah, it would have been better if things didn't happen so fast
Hmm.
and there wasn't terrible dialogue.
Well, they had under an hour and a half, so they had to go fast, I guess. The dialogue was really bad. It was all they tried to do edgy jokes, and they weren't edgy at all.
Which before I started, I was like PG, because like all the ones we've watched so far have been like R or like,
Mhm.
and then this one was like PG. I was like, what?
But that
Because I read the synopsis and it's like Frankie meets Jack, but one thing is he's already engaged. I was like, oh no, sexy times.
TVMA. No, it was PG. So yeah, it's supposed to be a Hallmark movie. It's not even close to a Hallmark level movie. Somehow,
I don't think you know. I don't think you've ever seen a Hallmark movie, have you?
I've walked in on some Hallmark stuff
You've
going
never
on.
seen one, you liar. That's not.
I've never seen one all the way through, but as far as I can see, the acting's a lot better in Hallmark. What did you? I don't even know what TV dinner to give this movie. What do you think?
Is there like a dog related one?
A
Is there like
doggy TV dinner.
um I don't know.
I guess they would like the Salisbury steak.
I guess
I totally forgot about those Nighthawk dinners that are like $1. Let's give it one of those.
we really need to look up TV dinners because we always get to this point.
I always expect you to have it down, and you never do.
I don't eat TV dinners. I never did.
All I know is I like Hungry Man, and those are the ones I like.
I
But
like kid cuisines, and we've already eaten those or used those.
so when I was at the store, I saw the Nighthawk TV dinners, and I forgot about those. So I'm gonna give it the Nighthawk Salisbury steak or whatever kind of steak that
I
is in
don't
there.
even see those. What are Nighthawk?
They're like really cheap TV dinners.
It's
You,
like $3.
but really, they went up.
Inflation, I guess.
Is it like steak and tater tots?
Yeah, it's like steak and mashed potatoes.
Okay, steak and mash. You guys got to share it with those dogs.
These are $3 now. Their banquet's still cheaper.
Yeah, maybe they were a little more than I remember. All right, next time we're gonna watch a disaster movie called DC Down. So Jerry might probably will not like it. No,
I've been enjoying the rom-coms more than
he
the
likes he likes the trashy romance stuff in the thrillers. So, but we got to make him unhappy, and we're gonna watch DC Down, an
War of the
action movie.
Worlds has been the worst one so far. I feel
And
like this one's not going to be better.
yeah, I have a feeling you're not gonna like this one, but tell us what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we will see you next time.